This video is for any of you that feel you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men. You think you're going into a healthy relationship, but it turns out that they don't want anything serious, they're not ready for it, they're unavailable in some way, and you're just sick and tired of this pattern happening. Now, I want you to know first off the bat, you attract all different types of men when you're out there and dating, but there is a filter in you that's only letting in the unavailable ones and considering them for a relationship or what you would like to be a relationship. And the available ones seem boring or dull, or you just aren't interested in them, then there's no spark at all. Now, this is what's causing your pattern, and I'm going to unpack what's actually going on from a deep subconscious level today. And stick around to the end of the lesson because I'm going to show you how to rewire your programming so that you can start to actually enjoy the experience of healthy green flag chemistry, which is what you need to create a secure, healthy relationship with someone. Now, if we haven't met, my name is Amy Kerr, and I help women who are stuck in unhealthy patterns of self-abandonment that keep leading to toxic relationships, and I show them how to heal their past trauma and learn the discipline of self-love so that they can be free to be their authentic, true selves. And if you want more content on this topic, please hit the subscribe button, support me, that would be great. Click the bell button for the notification because I'm posting new lessons like this every week. Now, there's a deep attachment reason as to why you keep attracting and having relationships with people that are emotionally unavailable, and it's got to do with your love blueprint, the blueprint that was formed from your earliest relationships in your family of origin that actually inform what your filter is when you're choosing potential partners in your adulthood. Now, we all know about a type, right? We're drawn to certain types of people, and that kind of type is exactly what I'm talking about. We're drawn to a familiarity. So for me, I have an intelligent, well-spoken father, and I'm just naturally drawn to men that are intelligent and are well-spoken. So that's what informs our type on a kind of a superficial level, but there's a deeper level of familiarity that's running with our blueprint, and that's got to do with the family of origin emotional dynamics that were going on. So if there was some degree of emotional unavailability from one or both of your primary caregivers, you're actually going to be drawn to that same kind of emotional unavailability in a potential partner because it triggers a deeper childhood wound that was created. Now, this childhood wound has sometimes been called the wound of unworthiness, where because as a child you're in this family where you're not receiving the love that you need, and you actually personalize the reason why your parents can't show up for you in the way that you want, and you think it's about you, right? In order to protect the safety of the family unit and to feel that you have a sense of belonging and connection, which is absolutely primal for your survival. So we start to believe as a young child that we're not worthy of love, and we start to do certain things like chase love or, perform for love or prove our worth to our parents. And that kind of pattern as a child turns into how we act then in relationships. And so when we're drawn to unavailable love in adulthood, there's a deep subconscious part of us that's running that believes the poor treatment from the person that we're choosing matches the way that we actually consider ourselves and what we're worthy of ourselves. Okay, so that's how deep this is all running. Now, interestingly, the reason why you feel like you don't even have a choice when you are drawn to and connect with an emotionally unavailable person is because you're choosing from this wound of unworthiness. It's actually triggering this deep part of you. And ironically, you're choosing someone who can't ever heal that wound for you. You're the only one that can actually heal that, but you're stuck in this awful cycle where you're attracted to and are attached to someone that you've got to chase love from, and they're a source that can never ever give it to you, and you feel completely out of control in the process, and it's just an absolutely awful situation to be in. Now, there's another payoff that's running subconsciously with this pattern, and that payoff is you get to have a safe relationship where you don't feel fully seen and heard. And you think, well, why would I not want to have a relationship where I feel fully seen and heard? But it's because from childhood, you've never actually been fully heard and seen, and there's quite a lot of shame that you feel about yourself as a result. And in adulthood, you get to have a safe relationship where another person doesn't ever get to see those parts of yourself. You can kind of like choose the way that you present yourself in that partnership, and you kind of like axe off other parts of your personality because they're never actually fully present for all parts of who you are. So you get to kind of control the scenario in a way. And unfortunately, this makes you emotionally unavailable in the same way that the person you're choosing makes you unavailable too. And this is a really hard truth to understand. But we try and avoid recognizing that by projecting onto the partner that we're choosing and looking at them and all the ways that they need to change. They need to fix this. They need to do that. They need to do this kind of work, right? But the truth is that you're the one that needs to do that work, right? You're the one that needs all that, but you just haven't got to a point where you can fully accept that pattern within yourself. Because the deep truth is that you believe deep down that you're not lovable, you're not worthy of love, that there's something wrong or broken about you, and there's something very separate between you and all these other people that can kind of experience happy relationships really easily. Now, how do we go about rewiring this blueprint so that we can actually start experiencing healthy green flag chemistry and know that that's what's going on when we're connecting with someone for the first time or for the first couple of weeks? Now, you can try and think your way out of it and use a lot of the advice here on YouTube that says, just be more confident, say no when you see certain patterns, when you see the red flags, recognize them and run. But if you're anything like me, you'll know that this actually runs so much deeper and you feel out of control when this pattern is happening, right? To you, they feel like oxygen. It feels like you actually need them for your survival. And that's because the wound that's drawing you to them was formed when you were a child and you needed that connection from your primary caregivers for survival. So this is some deep subconscious reprogramming work that we need to do. And firstly, you need to understand that when you look at rewiring things like this, no amount of top-down work like talk therapy, journaling, thinking about it, talking about it, reading about it, writing about it can help, because the wound lives at the level of the body and we need to start working at the level of the body in order to rewire things. So this is actually looking at how our nervous system responds to these types of people and how we consider our own self-worth and our own self-identity and how that is embedded in the body. All right, so firstly, you'll probably experience a lot of anxiety and excitement at the same time when you first start dating someone who's emotionally unavailable, because they seem really available at the start and then they start to pull back, and then there's this kind of like intermittent reinforcement that's going on and that can feel like you're playing a slot machine, right? And that hit of dopamine you get when you do get their attention is that much more like exciting and enjoyable than someone who's giving it to you all the time, because it's intermittent. Now, we think this is all love, or our body thinks this is love and attachment, but it's actually this kind of anxious attachment that you might have heard about, where there's a whole lot of emotions and hormones that are flooding your body in this kind of roller coaster cycle. So you'll be getting a lot of cortisol and dopamine from those hits, and if you're in a female body, you're getting oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone when you're making love with someone, because that is a hormone that's specific to our body and that makes us feel more attached to them. So your body is addicted to this kind of roller coaster, and you need to recognize that and start to allow yourself to experience emotional sobriety. Because when you finally kind of cut off all of your sources of emotional hits, you're going to get a chance to actually start to work with your body and work with the baseline of where you're at. So this is a really hard piece of advice to take, and it's probably also the most impactful and the most healing one you can ever take, and that is to go cold turkey contact from anyone that you are interested or attached to who's emotionally unavailable in your life. Block them, do it, whatever it is you need to do if you're in a position to do that, and if you can't, restrict their access to you with boundaries as much as you possibly can. Because you need space to focus in on yourself, to unpack what's going on physiologically and what are the beliefs that are forming around the self that's causing you to get attached every time you hook in with someone who's unavailable, right? Because we project onto others how we feel about ourselves. Okay, so this is a self-worth issue. Every time you reach out and connect with someone who's unavailable, you're reaching out from that wound of unworthiness. Okay, this is your self-worth part that doesn't believe you're worthy of love. So we've got to actually shift our perception of ourselves, okay, at the level of the body. And I've got a series of somatic tools that I use in Heal Your Heart School to do that. But because I wanted to give you something to work on today, I want you to learn how to practice, to build a practice of what I call self-cultivation. Because no amount of saying that you're going to do something and reading about doing it and watching YouTubes about doing it is going to impact the way you perceive yourself and your self-worth and your self-esteem, your self-love and self-respect. You've actually got to do it. You've actually got to follow through with what you'll say you'll do, so that your body starts to trust the process and you have this kind of feedback loop, okay? Because the body is really smart, right? You're going to just try and think your way out of this, and I've got clients that always get stuck in their head and they think they can think their way out of it, but you can't, because the wound is stuck in at the body and we need to shift it by doing it. We need that somatic experiencing that, yes, we are actually choosing ourselves rather than choosing, patterns of self-abandonment or choosing unavailable people to try and get our worth needs met. So just start with really small actions, really, really small actions. Don't leave this video and think, oh, I'm going to do everything all at once. That's the worst thing that you can do, because that's also setting yourself up for failure. So start with small actions that build up over time, where you are showing up for your authentic self. Now, a really great way to start with this is to start saying no to people, places, and things that don't serve you, and to start to do it more frequently. The body is going to start to feel that it can trust you when you're really clear that you don't want to do something or don't want to spend time with that person, and you actually just say, no, I'm sorry, I can't. All right. Or it might be something like you've got a gym goal or a fitness goal or a whatever goal, and you start to implement that in your day-to-day life. That's going to significantly affect your own sense of self-respect and your self-esteem, because you're starting to show up for yourself in small ways. Now, notice and know that every time you feel this uncontrollable urge to connect back with the person who's emotionally unavailable in your life that you feel addicted to, that is a direct link to your self-worth, okay? So it's the part of you that's saying, no, you're not worthy of love. We need to connect back in with this person because they're going to give us what we need. So you need to cut that off and just really axe that part of your personality, or just let it be there and give it love and, compassion, but just say no. Have a lot of self-discipline around it and say, no, I choose me. This is about me. I'm not going to go back there because I'm worth so much more. So in this video, I've shown you the subconscious reasons why you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people. But if you want to know more about those somatic tools I mentioned earlier that I teach in Heal Your Heart School, I invite you to attend my free training, The Proven 3 Steps to Self-Love After Toxic Relationships, because I unpack that in that training. You can just join for free below. I also have a free Facebook group. I'd love to see you in there. And if you're interested in joining Heal Your Heart School, you can submit an application for a one-to-one with me and my team in the link below. Please comment below if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. And if you liked this video, hit the like button, because that will help me and this channel out a huge amount. And for now, here are some next step videos to help you heal your self-abandonment patterns so that you can have an incredibly authentic relationship with yourself. And for now, I will see you in the next video.